So I'm going to walk you through the process of how I restored this Russell Wright solid maple surfboard table. It is actually produced by Conant Ball, which is a really great furniture company. A client came to me with this and they wanted me to restore it back to its original condition, which was really smart on their part because restored it goes for about $2,000. So I started off by spraying the table with QCS paint stripper. It is produced by the company called Stripwell. They had sent it to me. I hadn't tried it before, so that's why I decided to use it on this table. I could have also just sanded it off, scraped it off, or used another stripper like Quick Strip. I let it sit for 15 minutes and it did take most of the paint off. However, it did leave the dark stain, so that I had to sand off. So I used my Festool random orbital sander. It's the ETS 125 REQ Plus. It's about $250 on Amazon. I've honestly used this sander every day since I got it. I really like it, and I've never had any issues with any squiggling or anything like that. So I'm using the Cubitron 3M Extract Net Disc in 120 grit. Since this is a solid maple table, I probably could have started a little bit lower, maybe 80, 100, 120 grit, and worked my way up. However, I only had these pads on me and I really like them, so that's what I decided to use. For the curved edges, I used my Surf Prep 3x4 electric ray with a foam pad and 120 grit. This is a really expensive sander, so if you don't have one, don't fret. You can buy foam pads off of Amazon that you can put on your regular orbital sander. Next, I mixed some wood bleach, which is oxalic acid, with some water. Make sure you read the label for the correct ratio. I scrub mine on with some fine steel wool, and this helps get out any of the black specks that may be left in the maple or any tannin stains or water stains. Now, this is probably one of the most important parts if you ever want to get a good result when staining maple. Use a preconditioner. This is General Finish's oil-based natural wood conditioner, and I left it on for 2 hours and then I came back and I applied a gel stain. The gel stain that I'm using first is General Finish's in the color Prairie Wheat. I've used this before on maple dressers and I always love the result. Since it's a gel stain, I like to apply mine with a foam brush. I work in small sections because where I am right now is really hot temperature-wise and I don't want it to dry before I get to wipe it off. I then applied 1 coat of Old Masters gel stain in the color Pecan. This is a darker color. I just wanted a little bit more depth to this maple, which is why I added another color on top of the General Finishes Prairie Wheat. Same thing, small sections, and then I wiped off with a clean rag. Next up, I used my Mohawk Blend-All sticks to cover this little blemish. The Mohawk Blend-All sticks are basically wax crayons, and they allow for quick color replacement on raw or finished edges, and you can easily blend the colors to accomplish a perfect match. They're my favorite, honestly, and I would not be able to do my job well if I didn't have these. I sealed my table with semi-gloss lacquer. The gel stain does have a little bit of polyurethane in it, and lacquer and polyurethane do not mix well together. So pro tip, just make sure the stain is dry before you lacquer it. And remember, here's the before and here's the after. I really enjoy the way it came out. I think I brought it back to its original iconic state. It's now worth significantly more money than it was when it was painted. Maple can be super tricky to work with, so I owe a lot of credit to the preconditioner that I had used because look at that, it looks so good. If you have any questions, comments, or constructive criticism, drop it in the comments below, and don't forget to click subscribe.